Welcome back everyone to the fields of Perthshire, or as I'm now calling them, the gold fields of Perthshire. So here it is. Here is the beautiful gold half sovereign that I found the other day. Few scratches, 1910, you can see George slaying the dragon on the back, and on the other side again with a few scratches. There's a little dink in the top corner. Can't really see it on camera, but you can feel it and you can see it up close. You have got Edwardius the Seventh, Edward the Seventh. And Edward the Seventh ruled from 1901 until 1910. Nicknamed Bertie, he was the son of Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert of Saxe-Gotha-Coburg. This is my third gold coin in, 22 years of metal detecting. I got the first one last year, followed by the second one at Detectiveville in September last year. So why don't we have a look at all three of them together for the first time? For the first time, side by side, my three gold coins, and it's just dawned on me. So top left is Edward the Seventh, which is the coin that I got just 4 days ago. On the right hand side is his son, George the Fifth, which came from the same field. So we've got 1901 until 1910 on the left, and then on the right we've got George the Fifth, and he was 1910 until I think it was 1936, if I remember rightly. So father and son, it had never dawned on me, father and son. Both are half gold sovereigns, and we suspect that both of these have been dropped by soldiers, quite possibly because they were going to be sent off to fight in the First World War, and if you could take gold coins with you, they were obviously transferable because they were solid gold. Well, almost solid gold. And then here we've got my first ever medieval gold hammered coin, which is Richard II from 1377 to 1399, and it's what's called a quarter gold noble. And there's the other side. Beautiful. Look at them glinting in the sunshine. Nothing better than gold, is there? So I started metal detecting in 2000, in the year 2000, and I didn't get my first gold coin, the one top right. I think it was May or June of last year. Then I got this little one at the bottom in September at Detectiveville in England, and then this one last week. So two half sovereigns and one quarter gold noble. All found with the XP, but only the XP DEUS II has found the coin top left, Edward the Seventh. Okay, so without further ado, let's get the old XP DEUS II fired up, and let's get back out on the set aside, see if there's any more gold coins to be had. And immediately straight in with a good signal. Maybe too good. 91, 92. I reckon it's going to be a big bit of tin foil or a big aluminium can, but only one way to find out. Maybe it's silver. Well, it's not silver, but I also don't think it's an aluminium can, so maybe it's some ancient relic. It was basically right on the surface. Look, that's the grassy part of the top of the clod. Do you see what I see? What have we got? Piece of junk by the look of it, maybe. Let's get that bit of mud out. Here we go. What is that? Now that is something. Looks like it's been circular, almost like a great big washer that's been battered by something and misshapen. Copper, I'm guessing, going by the colour, but either way, junk. Oh well. As you'll see, in places the grass is really long, over a foot in height, but this coil is pretty damn good at picking through them, which the previous XP, the Gold Max Power V4, was just not particularly good at it. Marty was out in this field the other day and really struggled because the head just kept moving around too much. And here we've got a weird signal. 44, 45. Now I know that means it's going to be junk. It's right there. But it's a sort of low mid-tone, and I can't really think the last time I had a signal like that, so I can't really tell what it's going to be. So the only way to find out is to dig it. Okay, it's out in the first clod. I'm not really expecting much, as I said. Where is it? Was that it there? No, that's a bit of weed or root. Not doing very good at this, am I? Right, whatever it is somewhere here. Let's get the cable and the grass and all the other bits and pieces out of the way. Is that it? That is it. So what is that? Just a sort of bit of shrapnel, or has it got some shape to it? Yeah, might actually be maybe a bit of a cap badge. Right, I'm going to need to give this a wee clean up. Lucky I dug it. Looks like it might be something interesting. Any more? Not that I can see. Oh, that's the bit that's in my hand. Nothing else in the hole. Right, let's give this a wee clean up. It could actually be something interesting. I was hoping for a cap badge. I thought it was maybe scroll letters that I could see. It looks like it's either being gold gilded or gold painted, and it's a kind of sort of lattice effect sort of stuff that's going on there. I don't know, maybe a part of an old Victorian brooch or something like that, or part of a buckle or some sort of other decorative item. To me it's something that's probably going to be worn because of the design. But if you know and you think otherwise, then let me know in the comments below. On to the next. We've got another one right in this bit here, coming through at a 68 to 70, which can only mean one thing. Surely that's going to be another gold coin. Only one way to find out. Wouldn't that be funny if it was? I could really do with a wireless microphone, but the one that I got is just not doing a good job with noise cancelling. And despite everything that I'm doing, I'm adding mufflers and all sorts to it, but it still isn't working well. And therefore I can't use the tripod, because if you use a cabled microphone, it's just not working well enough. So if anyone out there can suggest a particular brand, do let me know. As you might have guessed, the signal is... oh, it's fallen out. Is that it there? Nope, that's a stone. Okay, I turned the volume off and it is buzzing away. That looks like something metal. And I think that is something metal. Nothing else in there. Nope. And in here, bzzz, exactly. We have got... what have we got? We've got a thing. We've got a little thing. It's had a hole in it. Whatever it is. I don't know, is it part of a hook for hanging your jacket, or your jacket, as you might say, up on? I don't know. Let me give it a wee rub and get back to you. It's another brass or copper thingamajig. Don't know what that is. Clearly it's been screwed to something and fallen off. I suspect there was probably another hole on the other side, so maybe some sort of hook or some sort of mount for something. But either way, junk. I've finally got a digging companion who's turned up. Mr. Albert has just arrived, the beginner. I realised a long time ago that you don't tell Albert to pick you up at the house, because generally whatever time he says he's coming at, he'll turn up about 2.5 hours later. And seeing as I had tops 2 hours to be out tonight, I told him I'd meet him here, and as a result he's turned up only 45 minutes late. And he also phoned to say that he can't find his spade, so he's going to have to share mine. Anyway, another signal here, coming through 78, worth a go. I don't think it's a coin, but we'll give it a bash. Look who's here, better late than never, Mr. Garrett AT Pro International himself, and look what he's come with instead of a spade. I'm frightened that he's here to collect my gold coin. look at this, look at that, this is what he's going to be digging his holes with apparently. So I think we're going to need to share my shovel, either that or he's going to bury this in my head. So if I don't make any more videos, I've got these gold coins on me, he's just seen them. So if you don't see me in a video in at least the next 3 or 4 days, something bad has happened to me. I was interrupted with that one by Bert turning up, or Mr. Albert should I say, and this is what I got. It's a little sort of coppery, brassy sort of stud. I'm wondering if it might actually be another hand grenade part, because I can just make out little bits, oh, nearly dropped it again, little bits of thread on it. And I am sure that there's a little internal piece within a hand grenade that's about that size. I'll put a couple of photos up and see whether or not you agree. But it's another find in a field that's been heavily done, so it shows there's more to be had somewhere. I got a 56 over there, which turned out to be a big bit of tin foil, so I'll spare you that from the video. And then just here I got another 56, so I thought probably going to be another bit of tin foil, so I didn't film it and dug it up, and it is a piece of lead, my favourite thing to find. Don't touch it too much, don't lick it, but it's old lead, a little sheet of lead, maybe a ancient Roman curse tablet, or just a little patch that someone put on something. Either way, it's junk. We've got another one here, came through at an 82. Pretty consistent. I don't think it's a coin, maybe it is a coin. Let's see what we get. We're out the hole. Still a solid 82. Moment of truth. I'm sorry, I've had to put the beeps back on because the buzzing just doesn't work for me. So hopefully it's not too loud. Oh, I got it already. There it is there. I think we have a musket ball. Right there. And we do. We have a musket ball. Very big, very heavy, and very round. So these were fired from flintlock, big long barreled style percussion powder pan, whatever you want to call it. Shove it down the barrel, plunge it, and off you go. First firearms recorded in Scotland, I think it was 1385, and by the middle of the 1400s we had gone firearm nuts. Cannons galore. James II, King of Scotland, eventually blew himself up with a cannon at the siege of Roxburgh in the borders of Scotland. So do not play with weapons. Still, it's a good find. Date wise, I'm guessing that's probably 17th, 18th century in date, give or take. I've come to some of the very deepest grass because I figured it's the places that have been done the least. And we've got a pretty solid 77, 78 for me. Mr. Albert's here and he scanned it at 66. Right about there. Well, let's see what we get. Disappointment, I'm afraid, folks. I'd hoped that maybe, just maybe, that might have been some kind of ancient relic, but it is a bullet. You can see how much it's fragmented. So I don't know, is it a 303? Is it a 243? I'm going to guess 303, but what do I know about bullets? But I mentioned we're on an old military firing range, so it makes sense that you're going to find bullets amongst other things, just as long as you don't get a live hand grenade. But on to the next. Only 15-20 feet away from the last signal, and another identical 77, 76, 77, 78. So I'm guessing maybe another bullet. We've got Albert over because he's not had a sound yet. The only signals he's had is the two I've got him to check, so just the same. So we're guessing another bullet probably, but we'll give it a bash and see. Well, it just shows you I called bullet, identical number. That's a great big chunk of lead. It's been folded over on itself. Again, a bit of age to it, been in the ground for a while, it's oxidised, it's gone that off-white colour. And as I always say, lead, it's always good to be finding lead. The plastic of its day, used for everything. So a good sign that there's been people in and around here, hopefully dropping more gold coins. On to the next. Again, another dodgy sort of signal. 55 all the way up to the 88 sort of mark, and out of the clod we've got more, you guessed it, lead. Except this time we've got a strip of lead. Don't touch it too much, John. Doesn't look decorated, I don't think. No ancient Ogham script. However, I think we've got a 2-for-1 again. I think we've got two signals in the one hole, because always check when you dig a hole. And I've got something else down here, so I am going to enlarge this hole, deepen it a little bit. I'll be back to you in a second. Another 2 inches down, and we have got something. I saw a little bit of green, and look at that right there pop up with a final spade, and I think we have got a buckle. Now, do we have a pin in said buckle? The answer is no, we don't. It's just a plain D buckle. So this will be probably from horse harness or horse tack, I would reckon. Date wise, I don't think it's massively old. I'm going to say 1800s into the early 1900s, and I'm not sure if it would have been a slider or whether it would have had an iron pin in it at some point. But either way, it is a find, and I think it's going to be the last find, because time is ticking. I've got a busy day at work tomorrow, so I am going to say a big thank you for watching. A huge thank you for all the kind words when I discovered my gold coin, and I'm hoping in a couple of days I'm going to be out for a good 4 or 5 hours on a brand new field, which, well, it's not brand new, it's the carrot field as we call it, and it's hardly been touched, but it's obviously produced some nice things already, over a dozen coins, including one from the 1680s or 1690s. It was a Gavilimus William II of Scotland, who was also known as William III of England, and he co-ruled with his wife Mary. So hopefully we'll see you on the next dig. So thanks for watching, and welcome to all the new subscribers. If you like what you see and you're not already a subscriber, then give me a subscription and hit the notifications, and we'll see you on the next dig.